Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, want to say Kalam Yahweh Bashim Yahushai by Shem Ha Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who do rule and teach well. Those are the men that, of course, learn the truth from. Of course, as well, double honors out there to the brothers across the four corners, pushing this truth, with all sincerity, right? You brothers in GMS, and as well as you true righteous affiliates, right? Because not everyone that call himself affiliate is in their right mind, right? So, or you also got those random bug outs that put GMS on their page without permission. Like, you don't know what you're playing with. Like, why? All right, that's another video for another time. But I was on Rumble yesterday, right? Because yesterday was a Shabbat, and I knew, I was going to go to camp and everything, and I was doing some researching and whatever, and then I chanced upon this video, Truth Seeker, some guy, and he was making a video talking about what you see here, right? What to know about getting a real ID as airport requirement deadline nears, right? So in less than a month, beginning on May 7th, travelers flying out of U.S. airports will need to show to TSA their real ID, compliant driver's license, or another form of compliant identification to pass through security and make the flight, right? Which, I saw some videos. You can still use like your passport, but to be honest, we just play the video at this point because.
Airport security protocols. In less than a month, the TSA will no longer accept driver's licenses to get on flights unless it's a so-called real ID. Now states are adding appointments and extending DMV hours to accommodate the rush. Let's bring in Brad Milkey, host of the Start Here podcast, for more. Brad, so break down the difference between the license so many of us have had for so long and the real ID, and why this is becoming an issue given this plan has been in place for 20 years.
Well, that's the thing. So in terms of the deadline, the reason it's becoming an issue is because it's a month away, May 7th. It's not very far away. Two is no one really treated it like it was real, these real IDs, for so long.
The irony.
Right, so back in 2008, this was supposed to go into effect. And the idea was, in the wake of the 9/11 attacks, Congress is like, okay, there should be some standard bar of identification to prove who you are when you get on a plane. We can't control how people drive. We can't control how states regulate their driver's licenses. But we can say if you get on a plane, you should have to meet.
All right, and what is this? This is the precursor to the motb. Right now, you don't have to get a real ID for your passport. Like, your passport is your passport. Like, you know what I mean? They're not saying you have to get a real ID for that. I don't believe in, Social Security or the other stuff. Which is all, a Social Security card, your buzz going to that. It's just proof that you're property of the elites, right? But we'll play a little bit more, and then I'll just get my little precepts, and then we'll let that be that, a couple precepts. It won't be terribly long.
To meet this standard where you got to give your social security number, you have to verify your address, things like that. And so they said, we will put this little star on IDs that meet those requirements. And so if your ID has this either a black or a gold star on it, you're good to go. May 7th, you're going to be fine to get on a plane. If it doesn't have one of those stars, you might very well be turned away from your flight on May 7th. And that is because it doesn't necessarily meet up to those requirements. The thing is, so many people, including yours truly, were like, why am I going to go to the DMV and stand in line and pay extra for this thing that keeps getting pushed down the road? Like, I'm not going to waste my time like that. I'll just get my normal ID renewed online. Well, now there's this huge backlog of cases. I actually went online and tried to see if I could book an appointment in New York, my state. May 9th is the earliest I can get. That's 2 days after the deadline kicks in.
All right, so what happens if you're in that position? What are your alternatives?
Well, so there's a few things you can do. One, I thought this was an interesting hack. AAA is actually offering appointments in many states. And if you're a AAA member, it's free. They will set up a real ID appointment for you, perhaps, even if you're not.
Yeah, we can just close off the rest there. I mean, if you want to go fly a plane and go somewhere, you can look up the rest for yourself. But, yeah, man, Why would you? Like, I don't want to fly nowhere. Unless it's maybe for business or something, but nah, I don't like planes, you know. Or if you wanted to visit a brother, that's perfectly fine. Then go ahead and fly out or whatever. But this I actually want to show one more thing and then maybe some precepts. All right, so I couldn't find the exact thing that this guy on Rumble was talking about, but this is pretty close. President Trump said you need an ID to buy groceries, and this was during his first time in office. So we'll just play this.
Should vote. We believe that only American citizens should vote in American elections. Which is why the time has come for voter ID, like everything else. Voter ID. If you go out and you want to buy groceries, you need a picture on a card. You need ID. You go out and you want to buy anything, you need ID and you need your picture. In this country, the only time you don't need it, in many cases, is when you want to vote for a president, when you want to vote.
All right, so yeah, but what is he talking about? These are all precursors to the motb. More ID. Trump has always called for more identification, more and more forms of tracking, right? For safety reasons, other stuff, things that he wants to do. If you go around here, okay, yeah, exempts computers and whatever. I mean, fuck a computer and exempt tariffs on damn food, bro. Yes, you need ID. Let's see if I go up. Where was it? Yeah, the Trump administration wants immigrants DNA, eye scans, voice. So it's all precursor to MOTB, right? All you patriots out there are like, oh, Trump is gonna be the hero. He's pushing the same thing. He's a part of the same club as Biden and the rest of them. This is prophecy, man, and it's gonna come. It doesn't matter who they have in office, it's gonna come. All right, so now when I get, let's see, where was it? Was it here? Oh, I think I know where it's at. It's Book of Matthew, chapter 24, and no, it's not. Maybe it's 27. Give me a second here. Let me see here. Blessed. This is one of my favorites. I love going into this all the time. Matthew 13. So I went too far ahead. This is Book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 13 and let me see here. What did he say? Yeah, maybe I'll start verse 13. Yeah, Matthew 13:13. Yeah, therefore I speak unto them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, and neither they understand. And I must fulfill the prophecy by Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall understand, seeing ye shall perceive, shall not perceive. Right? A curse upon our people. Right? That they are not gonna follow this truth. They don't want to hear it. The 2/3. Right? They should see, but they can't understand with their mind. Of course they can see us, they can hear us, they can see us, they can perceive us. However, they can't understand, right? They can't understand. That's why when we come out there week in and week out, they're like, oh, what those niggas doing out in the rain? What those bums doing in the cold, right? They don't understand the drive and the desire. They don't understand what it means to be an aspirant, to aspire towards something, to aspire towards the kingdom. They still find hope in this place, that they can somehow make this place be better, right? They don't believe that the scriptures prophesy this place's destruction, right? They think that they think the world is going to end. Some maybe believe that, but they think it's going to happen much later, and like they'll be long dead. You don't have to worry about it. They'll be their grandfather, their grandchildren, or whatever, great grandchildren will have to deal with that. This thing is coming close. For people's hearts wax gross and their ears are dull of hearing, and they have in their eyes they have closed. Thus any time you should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, should be converted, and I should heal them. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Right? So many righteous men, they, like the prophet Ezra, he's only able to, see certain things in visions, but he wasn't experiencing them. Right now we're experiencing, we have the full knowledge, right? So that's why blessed are our eyes and our ears, for we see through the Holy Spirit, man. And now we can, measure the time diligently using these scriptures, right? In these times, we're watching everything come down, all the pieces, all the, you see all the pieces, all the things are in motion, right? And now we can see that, this thing is coming down, man, right? And no, the real ID, having a damn driver's license, isn't the motb, right? All this stuff that Trump has been talking about, you need ID to do groceries, and it's gonna have your face on it, and it's gonna be ID. No, that he's talking about what is really going to be the motb, and he was talking about that years ago, right? So I'm gonna let that be that. A little unedified, and I say shalom.